Lisa, Simon, I've just heard some good news.
What's it about, Dad?
It was announced on TV that a new wildlife park will open to the public next week. Would you like to visit it?
Sure. Will there be any dinosaurs there, Dad?
They're extinct species, Lisa. The last dinosaurs died out millions of years ago.
That's right. You can't find extinct animals there.
So what can we see in the wildlife park then?
Animals in danger of extinction, like tigers and rhinoceros.
Will there be any endangered trees and plants? I have a biology assignment about endangered plant species.
I'm afraid not, but a friend of mine, Tracy, might be able to help you.
Tracy? Yes, I remember her. She's a biologist. Where's she working?
At the Botanical Gardens. You can find lots of interesting facts there.
Sounds good. Thanks, Dad. So let's visit the wildlife park next Saturday morning, and then go to the Botanical Gardens in the afternoon on the way back home. Hopefully, I'll have gathered enough information by Sunday so I can start working on my assignment next week.
It'll be so tiring. We'll have walked for hours by the time we get to the Botanical Gardens.
Don't worry, we'll drive through the park.
Oh, really? That'll be fun. Are we allowed to have a picnic or build a campfire there, Dad?
No, I'm afraid not. That may scare the animals and pollute the air. The more noise and smoke you make, the less safe the environment becomes for the animals.
I see. Can I ask some friends to join us?
Sure, the more the merrier.
Did you see the film AI on cable TV?
No, I didn't. What does AI mean?
Artificial intelligence.
What's the film about?
It's a science fiction film about a robotic child who has human emotions.
Sounds unbelievable.
Yeah, the Swintons' only son, Martin, has got a life-threatening disease and waits for a cure to be found. Meanwhile, Monica, his mother, agrees to activate David, a robotic boy capable of human emotions. Things appear to be going well with the Swintons.
So what happens then?
Well, Martin is completely cured and healthy again. He often gets David into trouble with other people. They start thinking that David is dangerous to humans.
That's terrible.
Yes, Monica is worried that they are going to get the robotic boy destroyed, so she has someone take him to a faraway forest and leave him there.
Poor David.
Yeah, David thinks Monica doesn't love him anymore because he isn't a real boy like Martin. So he goes searching for the Blue Fairy to help him to become a real boy.
Does he find her?
Well, his dangerous and incredible journey in search of the Blue Fairy is in vain.
Do you mean David cannot find the Blue Fairy?
No, he cannot. But after 2,000 years, when humans do not exist anymore, David is found and resurrected by future AI.
Really? Incredible.
Well, thanks to the advanced science and technology, David is reunited with Monica.
A happy ending, right?
Yes, but they can only spend one happy day together as a real mother and a real son.
Why only one day?
I don't know. In the last scene, they both fall asleep. Well, you should watch the film. There are a lot more thrilling events to see.
What are you reading, Paul?
The history of Boston Marathon.
It sounds interesting. How often is it held?
Every year in the USA.
When did it begin?
In 1897, and the same year, John McDermott won the first Boston Athletic Association Marathon.
Who was John McDermott? Where did he come from?
He was the first man who won the first Boston Marathon in the USA. He came from New York.
How long did it take him to reach the finish?
He clocked 2 hours, 50 minutes and 10 seconds.
Did women have the right to participate in long-distance running?
Yes, but not until 1967. Women were formally accepted to take part in the Boston races. A few years later, Kuskik became the first official female champion.
When did she win the race?
In 1972, there were 8 women starting the race and all 8 finished.
Is the race held for only American people?
No. Each year, more runners from every part of the world join it. In 1984, 6,164 runners from 34 countries ran in the marathon.
What are the rules of the Boston Marathon?
Well, the Boston race is about 42 kilometres. Runners have to go through 13 towns during the race. It ends in the centre of Boston.
Oh, that's great. Thanks a lot, Paul. You lived in Japan for more than 2 years. Could you tell me something about Japanese New Year, Mai? When is it New Year observed? It's on the 1st of January, and it lasts 3 days through to the 3rd of January. Do people do the same things as we do in Vietnam? Well, there are some similarities and also some differences. Please, tell me about them. The preparations begin a few days before the New Year, when housewives start cooking special food for New Year's Day. Do they clean and decorate their houses? Sure they do. On New Year's Eve, every household do a big cleaning up. The idea is to get rid of the dirt of the past year and welcome the new one. Do they decorate the house with trees and flowers? Yes, they usually decorate their house with some small pine trees on both sides of the door, which represent longevity and consistency. People also exchange cards and gifts. I see. And what do they usually do on New Year's Eve? Family members sit around and start watching the national singing contest on television, but the last notes must be sung before midnight. The television or radio will broadcast 108 bells. As soon as the 108th bell is rung, people all say Happy New Year. What do they usually do next? Some families put on special kimonos or dress to go out and visit their shrine. Then they come home and eat their special New Year's Day's food and drink a lot of rice wine. New Year's Day is mostly celebrated among family only.
Father and Son Limited, good morning. For sales, press 1. For account, press 2. For inquiries, please hold.
Father and Son Company, thank you for calling. This is Donna speaking. How can I help you?
Hello, my name is Georgia King, and I'd like to speak to John Barnes, please.
Sorry, what name is that?
It's Georgia King speaking.
Oh, I'm afraid Mr. Barnes isn't here at the moment. Can I take a message?
Well, I'm returning his call. He left me a message to call him.
Okay, hold on please. The line's busy at the moment. Can you call Mr. Barnes back later?
Can I leave a message, please?
Oh, just a minute. I'll put you through to one of his colleagues.
Hi, Mai.
Hello, Nam. How are things?
Great, thanks. I found a job advertisement for the position of a waiter in a restaurant. I'm writing my CV to apply for the job.
Can I see it?
You asked to see the job advertisement? Okay, here it is.
Oh, you're applying for this job. But you still go to school, Nam.
Yeah, it's just a part-time job, and I'll only work at the weekend. My father advised me to get some work experience.
Well, my mum thinks working while still at school is a waste of time.
Really?
She told me to focus on my studies. She advised me and my brother not to look for jobs until we have finished university. She also offered to do all the housework for us, so that we have more time to study.
I think your mother has her own reasons. I guess she wants you and your brother to be well prepared for your future jobs.
I think so too. It's getting more and more difficult to get a good job nowadays.
Yes, employers usually look for qualifications and relevant experience. They also want job applicants to be able to demonstrate their skills and qualities.
Sounds very challenging. How can we do that?
Before we apply for any jobs, we need to prepare a good CV and a covering letter very carefully. They should include information about relevant qualifications, experience and skills.
Yes, but will employers have time to read each application carefully? So many people are looking for jobs.
You're right. There are usually a lot of job seekers applying for one position. Only a few of them are shortlisted for an interview.
The job interview is also very important. Only the best candidate is recruited. Sometimes there are even 2 or 3 rounds of interviews.
Yes, then new employees have to go through an initial period of probation when the employer will assess their performance and provide some training. If everything goes well, they will be confirmed as regular employees.
It seems like hard work getting a job now. I think I should start learning how to prepare my CV and practicing my interview skills.